let's talk to Sakura in New York.
Sakura, thank you for calling in again.
I was telling my mother, I said, they have so many callers, they're not going to take me. And then I thought, I said, oh my God, I feel like I won the lottery. Hi.
Hello, welcome back. Happy to talk to you again.
Yes. Oh my God, you guys had such amazing conversations today. And I almost changed my topic because you started talking about Alex Jones. And I said, oh, I want to talk about this. But Bree said, stick to your original. I said, okay.
This is definitely not something that I can relate to. So this is probably going to be a call mostly with V, but I think that it's important that we show that atheists come in all shapes and sizes and do all kinds of different stuff. And so wanted to give you the time.
Yes. So. Thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate it. And I realized Samhain, as many people know, it's Halloween. It's actually on a Monday and not a Sunday. I said, I could have called next Sunday instead, but here we are.
But V wouldn't be here.
There you go. Perfect timing.
True. So this is perfect. So I am doing my very first Samhain ritual next week, and I'm very excited and 10% scared because the last time I spoke to you, I was in that transitional, I don't know what to do. I'm now fairly solid with my spiritual identity and I'm making moves forward. So I guess my question is, for a ritual, how do you make sure or know if you're doing it right? And I know people say, it's whatever you feel, whatever comes for you. Some people say, there's a certain way and then there's your way. I just wanted some input from V, your perspective on this.
Absolutely. I'm actually super excited that you called about this because I'm also in the middle of doing a ritual for Samhain, which is also kind of scary. So we're in the same boat. I don't know what yours entails. I think some people would be a little weirded out if I described mine on air, but hey, DM me at Author Confusion on Twitter if you would like. We can continue this off air as well. So what I combat that fear with, because we are ritualistic beings. We put things into categories of good things and bad things and, beneficial things and scary things that are hurtful. And that's kind of just how we build our view of the world, regardless of what that worldview is. And when you're doing rituals that are maybe not as common and not as accepted in society as just things you do, right? I doubt that there would be people who are worried about putting their Christmas tree up the wrong way in case something bad happens, apart from like it being set on fire or knocked over by a cat. Those people aren't concerned about that, even though that is also a holiday ritual that a lot of people engage in, secularly or religiously. So there's an element of just not having it be normalized, even in our own minds yet, and that giving it a tinge of that scariness that will go away. I'm going to be honest with you, though, Sakura, the way that I practice is through a lens of basically naturalism. So I could show my altar or my workspace to 4 different witches of varying degrees of spirituality or practices or streams, and they would all probably say I was doing something very wrong. Like, oh, you're facing north? What is wrong with you? Or, you used the wrong color of binding thread. That is going to backfire so hard. Or, there are so many things that people have these opinions about very strongly. And for them, that's how they should run their rituals. That's how they should do their practice. And I don't want to fall back on the intention is everything line, because I'm sure that you've come across that before. If your intention is good, then nothing bad can happen, because not true in the real world, not true there. But I do want to say that there is nothing in my worldview that I can do that will bring about spiritual harm to me or to other people. It is, there could be spells that, don't work or, don't feel good or mess up somehow. But that's all going to be on a purely like physical basis, right? The other day I was doing a ritual with a raw egg and I dropped it. And that was sucky. Oh, no. And that was like, oh, I dropped it. That sucks. But that wasn't like, oh, well, I have to start all over now because now everything is wrong and I'll die tomorrow otherwise. So yes, on the one hand, I get it. There is a lot of stress put on doing these kinds of rituals correctly. There are a lot of stories about people who have done it incorrectly and seen the consequences, right? That's basically the entire genre of fairy tale or folk tale is, well, they did it wrong. It sucks to be them. But what I want to encourage you about, at least from where I'm sitting, nothing is going to happen to you or to the people that you love, even if you get this ritual massively wrong. If you did it backwards and did every single thing the wrong way, you would still be fine. Everything is going to be okay. You may learn what works for you. You may learn what doesn't work for you. But that's the extent of really the danger here. So I totally get it. And you're going to be okay, even if everything goes wrong. So I hope that helps.
I was telling Bree that they gave me advice, you gave me advice, and a friend of mine gave me advice. I said, well, if 3 people are essentially telling me the same exact thing and they don't know each other from a hole in a wall, then go with that advice. So I'm so glad you said that because it really solidified, again, what I was feeling, but I wanted to make sure that is how I'm going to approach it. And I'm speaking of gratitude. This is essentially the focus of what I want. And so I give you gratitude for your words of wisdom, and they helped me so much.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Sakura. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you. And I know it's been months, but I'm going to be listening in more often because now you guys have such amazing conversation. I mean, you always do. You've never had a bad show from what I've heard. So I can come up with a topic Eric can speak in because I feel every time I talk, V is dominated with me. And I feel bad.
Honestly, I have a couple things to say after this, that this conversation has sparked a discussion in the comments that has thoroughly frustrated me. So I am going to have things to say, but I'm glad that you're getting value and you're having fun and you're listening. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, and happy Samhain.
Absolutely. Happy Samhain to you too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, we need to talk.
Okay, just 1 second. Let me bask in being seen in a way that I'm not normally seen. Like, that was cool for me.
Good.
I feel nice and warm and fuzzy. I know I'm not in a second, but for this moment, I feel nice, warm, and fuzzy. All right, we're going to have to go over time because apparently we need to talk.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Okay, so here's the deal, you guys. If you're watching and you're thinking, oh, V is losing credibility by talking about witch stuff, let's investigate that just a little bit, shall we? Because, okay, I celebrate Thanksgiving in the United States. I also celebrate Christmas, and I know that that's a Christian appropriated holiday, right? People say, and I've had atheists tell me, "Oh, Eric, why do you celebrate Christmas? That's something that is tied to Christianity." And you know what? Any opportunity that I get to celebrate the people that I love, tell them that I love them, or have fun, I will celebrate those holidays because I get to. It doesn't mean I believe in it, right? I have absolutely gone and gotten shit-faced during Jewish high holidays. And when I get invited, I go because it's great. The food is great. The drinks are great. It doesn't mean I need to believe in it. If I celebrate a holiday that is tied to a religion, I get to get out of it what I decide to get out of it. And I don't need to believe those supernatural things for that to be the case. Now, if you hear witchy stuff, but you don't put it in that same category, what does that tell about you? What are you bringing to the table that makes a holiday like Samhain, right? Or what was the one that you did last month?
Mabon.
Mabon.
Yeah.
Holy crap, you guys. Our entire house smelled like fresh baked bread and pumpkin stuff. And it was fun because we got to have an excuse to have fun. And so, yeah, some people get value out of ritual. They do that kind of stuff. That doesn't mean that they think that they're actually changing the world in the same way that just because you set up a Christmas tree or because you have kids and you wanted to hide, eggs with chocolate in them in the backyard or whatever the case is, that is your cultural heritage. Now, sometimes you can get involved with holidays that aren't the culture you were raised with. Just like me, I was not raised Jewish, and yet anytime I get invited to a Jewish high holiday, I'm there because I fucking love it. So if that removes credibility for you, you're a fucking moron.
Oof.
And if that removes credibility from V because they're having fun with the holiday, you really got to investigate what that means for you. Because it doesn't mean that there is magic. It means that we're taking time. Right? We actually we lost a patron, somebody who got really, really upset that, we were talking about witchcraft. And what are you bringing to the table that makes it so different from any other holiday? Any other group that creates time to celebrate or bake things or just have a good time. I also, celebrate the New Year. I celebrate my birthday. I celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I celebrate any opportunity I get to live the best life I can and celebrate the people around me, especially to tell those I love that I love them. And if that is a problem, if that loses credibility, you can do better. If you are watching this and you think that there is a loss of credibility and you're wondering why is that the case, I encourage you to investigate that because you should do better. That's my fucking rant.
I feel very supported.
Yeah, well, you guys, come on, do better.
Well, here's what I would say in a can we get Sakura's off the
Sorry, yeah.
you are so far out there in defense and I love it.
It's not defense. It's not defense because here's the thing. I didn't get challenged that way. And I think if I did get challenged that way, I would have understood it a whole lot better.
That's fair. Here's what I would say. If I don't care about being credible to you. Like, that is not why I do the show. I do the show to connect with people who need to talk to someone and to advocate for better ways of thinking and being. And if you don't think I'm doing that, that's your prerogative. You can leave. I really cannot express to you how deeply I don't care. But secondly, if you are feeling particularly upset about things like witchcraft or paganism or anything in that realm, I would take that as a sign you have not fully deconverted. Oh, shit. I said it. You haven't fully deconverted because the reason that those particular things make you feel as aggressive as they do, it is because Christianity has explicitly been on a centuries-long anti-propaganda campaign against those specific things, and you've bought into it. And that's fine. I did too for a while. So did Eric. It's a thing that you do if you are born in the US in a Christian country. You think that witchcraft is uniquely bad for some reason. That's fine. But you have to deconstruct that. Or don't, but then don't make it my problem.
You know what? It also comes up in other places. I know we're running over, but it also comes up do you know how weird I felt when we had that legalism conversation? Right? Talking about legalism and the way you interpret the Bible. I don't believe, and yet I had feelings, right? You had feelings.
When we had the different definitions of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to things that I was taught to believe, things about Christian practice, when it was done wrong.
Yeah.
even after I stopped believing, I was like, oh, that's not right. Like it sticks around.
Yeah.
You really can't expect all of it to go away. And I still find that in my life, and I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
So don't think that you failed somehow in not fully deconstructing. It's just another place to look.
Yeah, fully. I love that. It's just another place to look.